Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we'll be reviewing American Airlines Flagship Business Class on the Boeing 777-200 from Buenos Aires, Ezeiza to New York City. I hope all of you enjoyed the video, as this will be my first time traveling with American in their Flagship Business Class. And I'm really excited to see how the experience with AA in their Flagship Business stacks up to my recent flight with Delta in their Delta One suites. Here in Buenos Aires, American Airlines flies out of Terminal A, which is also the international terminal. American's Flagship Business Class passengers are entitled to use the priority check-in lane, which is for boarding groups 1 through 4. The American Airlines priority lane today, as you can see, was quite crowded. American's top status holders, as well as Flagship First and Business Class passengers and Premium Economy passengers, are entitled to priority check-in and boarding. Security, which is located up the escalator from check-in, wasn't really that packed, and it barely took 5 minutes to get through the lines. After going through security in Ezeiza Airport, you won't find yourself directly airside. Instead, the international flights departing Buenos Aires require a passport control screening, which takes another 15 to 20 minutes, in addition to the main security, depending on how long the lines are. Thanks to my Flagship Business Class ticket with American, I was able to access the Admirals Club here in Buenos Aires. Day passes are available to access the Admirals Club for $79 US or 7,900 Advantage miles. You can also purchase a membership, and having a certain amount of status with one of American's One World partners can get you in the club as well. And of course, having One World Emerald or Sapphire status is definitely guaranteed to get you in the lounge. The American Airlines Admirals Club here in Buenos Aires is pretty unique because it's also the Iberia Sala VIP lounge. However, according to American, this is an Admirals Club lounge. American Airlines Admirals Club here in Buenos Aires is not good, great, or outstanding, but it is a decent space. If I did have other lounge choices, I would definitely check out one of the other lounges instead, but if it's your only lounge option in Ezeiza, you may as well come here and grab a coffee because it definitely beats sitting in the crowd. Throughout the lounge, you will notice a decent amount of comfortable seating, however, most of it was taken up during my visit. You'll also find a workspace at this corner area with a computer. The password is Copenhagen, and the lounge network is the American Airlines Lounge Wi-Fi. As you can see, in addition to having workstations, the lounge does offer other amenities, such as shower suites. The lounge itself actually is a pretty decent food spread. You'll find some toast, pastries, bread, as well as some coffee and tea. We have some cereal as well, as you can see. 2 coffee machines, and then we also have 2 mini fridges where you'll find like soda and beer, water, sandwiches, and other toast over here, some alcohol. It's kind of like a self-serve situation, and then we have more food options here as well. At this same side of the food station area over here, you will find a fridge with gelato, with flavors of chocolate, dulce de leche, and there's even some sorbet as well. From the buffet, I grabbed a light bite in order to save room for the food on board. The bathrooms in the American Airlines Admirals Club are pretty clean, but they're not really that modern. The bathroom at the Admirals Club location in LaGuardia is definitely a lot nicer. Has that nice modern feel to it, which I do like. At least the bathroom was clean, but didn't really have a good, nice feel to it. Large sinks over here. You'll find some urinals as well as some stalls, so pretty basic layout. The countertop was just a little wet, but that's about it, usually how it is. In order to access the shower suites here in Buenos Aires, you are going to need a key, and you get this key from the lounge front desk staff once you give them your boarding pass, and you're only going to get your boarding pass back once you give the key back after having used the shower suite. The shower suite itself is pretty basic and not really that modern. You have 1 large sink, unfortunately no DS&D Ergo soap. You'll find the shampoo and the shower gel, pretty uninspiring. Unfortunately, no DS&D Ergo products here as well. That is what American uses when providing its products for like skincare in both its amenity kits and lounges, so it was kind of sad not to see it here in the shower suites, which is actually not that modern, doesn't really have a nice feel to it. Maybe if this were an American Airlines hub, or if America invested a bit more in its Admirals Club in Ezeiza, this would be a nicer shower suite, but still, it's definitely not great, but definitely better than not having a shower. After all, there aren't that many lounges that do have showers. After spending some time in the Admirals Club lounge, it was time to board my flight. When traveling with American Airlines in their Flagship Business Class on the Boeing 777-200, 787-8, or 787-9 Dreamliner, you will be boarding in Group 1. However, when traveling on the transcontinental A321 or Boeing 777-300ER, you will be boarding in Group 2, as both of those aircraft feature a flagship first-class cabin, which is set to disappear in the coming months. In addition to the main security check and passport control that's required for all international flights departing EZE International Airport, the U.S.-bound flights from Buenos Aires require a secondary security screening prior to boarding the aircraft. Welcome on board American's Boeing 777-200, and this is the Flagship Business Class cabin, which features fully lie-flat seats arranged in a 1-2-1 configuration. There's also Premium Economy Class on this aircraft, which is arranged in a 2-4-2 configuration, and Economy Class down the back is arranged in a tight 3-4-3 configuration. American's Premium Economy seats are actually the exact same as their domestic first-class seats, except the Premium Economy seats feature seatback entertainment screens, and the domestic first seats do not. But anyways, back to the business class experience for this video. Upon boarding, you'll notice that each business class seat is stocked with the Casper bedding, consisting of a singular pillow and a singular blanket, a singular pair of Bang & Olufsen headphones, a singular menu card for American's Flagship Business, a singular water bottle, and a singular amenity kit provided by Shinola Detroit, which consists of products from DS&D Ergo. Let's have a look at the seat features provided in this American Airlines business class seat, starting off with the coat hook located at the side of the seat. Next to that, we have the IFE screen, and unfortunately, you need to press a button to pop it out. The Delta IFE screen is definitely much more modern than this. I'd say that the cabin itself on this aircraft lacks a lot of character and color. To the right side, you will find 2 USB ports, as well as 2 universal outlets, as well as a decently sized storage area where you can put your phone. Definitely not a really great size. And moving on, we have a drinks tray, a pretty large surface actually, and to the left side we have another tray. You'll find the tray table which pops out from the side over here, as you can see, and beneath that is a second small storage pocket. The tray table is a pretty good size, and you can easily put it back into its area as shown. At the side of the seat, you will also find the IFE remote, as well as an adjustable reading light. In addition to the IFE remote, we also have a set of seat controls located over here. We have 2 seat buttons, and in addition, we have the main seat control panel, which is kind of like this electronic fixed-in phone. It's pretty cool, but definitely not the most modern style. Over here, you'll find a small storage pocket area. The headphone jack is located at this same area of the seat. The right side of the seat is the seatback pocket, which houses the in-flight literature, as well as this pamphlet discussing the options available on American's IFE. And in front of you is the leg rest under which you can store shoes or bags. Let's have a look at the IFE system on American's Boeing 777-200. Unfortunately, it pops out with one push of a button because it's quite inconvenient to have to stow the screen once you're done using it after having already pushed it out with a button, so it was kind of a problem for me, while with Delta it's located right in front of you. It works by using the touch screen, or you can use the IFE remote located at the side of the seat. The entertainment options on American are always impressive. There's a really good selection of movies and TV shows and audio options available. You can also view live TV. In addition, given that this is a wide-body aircraft, you can also view the streaming entertainment service American Airlines provides. However, I decided to use the seatback IFE screen because more than half of American's aircraft don't offer IFE screens, and it was definitely a real treat to have it on this 777-200. All of American's wide bodies, consisting of 777s and 787s at the moment, do feature IFE screens, and as you can see, there's a wonderful selection of movies available. In addition, you can also view TV shows and other live TV options. As far as movies go, there's an incredible amount of genres like action, comedy, and many other films as well, documentaries. And in addition, we do have a nice series of audio options available. Definitely not as impressive as the selection Delta Airlines has with Spotify. However, I'll definitely take this compared to what lots of other airlines have to offer with their IFE, so definitely really impressive selection. The flight map on American is 3D, and in addition to viewing the IFE map for the flight up close, you can also view flight information such as the flight time, the outside air temperature, and how many miles we'd be traveling per hour. The Bang & Olufsen headphones American provides in business class are of excellent quality and pair nicely with the IFE system. In terms of in-flight literature, provided in the seat pocket was a waist or air sickness bag, as you can see. We also have a pamphlet discussing the in-flight entertainment options available on American. It also discusses how to connect to the in-flight Wi-Fi, which was available on today's flight. You can easily go to AA.com and select the Wi-Fi packages. I find the Wi-Fi on American Airlines to be pretty expensive, and honestly, it's not really worth it, and what's pretty typical for pretty much any literature in flight is the safety information card, which on American, it's American branded, of course, and feel free to pause the video for a closer look at this. So it's pretty basic. Let's have a look at the Flagship Business Class menu provided for today's flight. On today's flight to New York, 2 meals will be served. Shortly after departure from Buenos Aires, dinner, and prior to arrival in New York, breakfast will be served as the pre-arrival meal. As you can see, there's a pretty decent selection of entrees available. Unfortunately, there's only 1 salad and 1 appetizer available. Definitely not the most inspiring selection, and trust me guys, the food on Delta is a lot better. You can also order an express meal for more time to work or sleep during the flight. There's a decent selection of breakfast, not as impressive as Delta, but I'll definitely take it compared to what many other airlines have to offer, and of course, American does offer a mid-flight snack bar, which we will check out later on once we're in flight. The menus also were in Espanol, and as you can see, there's a pretty decent selection of beverages, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. You'll find wine, soda, juice, other spirits, and in addition, you'll find your coffee and tea. Feel free to pause the video for a closer look. For its meal service, American Airlines partners with the James Beard Foundation, as you can see, and feel free to pause the video for a closer look. The amenity kit American Airlines provides from Shinola, Detroit is pretty basic actually. It's a basic amenity kit you'd expect in business class. Definitely not as well stocked as the kit provided on Delta, but you'll find an eye mask from Shinola, Detroit, as well as the socks. You'll find some skincare items such as lip balm, as well as hand cream provided by DS&D Urga, which is fairly impressive. As you can see, you'll find 2 of those. I definitely prefer the Grown Alchemist, which is what Delta uses. Pretty basic pouch. You'll find a nice little pen, pretty small pen, earplugs, American branded, of course, and then we also have the dental kit, which is essential to any amenity kit in business class. The overhead bin size in Flagship Business is actually pretty generous. Welcome aboard American Airlines. No, okay. Small lightweight items may be placed in the seat pocket. If you need assistance, please let us know.
Thank you. Flight attendants, as you please on your doors, front deck and stand by for all calls.
Pre-departure beverages were offered prior to pushback in Buenos Aires, and it's quite disappointing that this water was served in a plastic cup. I mean, seriously.
Flight 954, stop service to New York John F. Kennedy International Airport. Boarding discount is the reason to have the flight attendants to secure the cabin for gate departure. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not able to close the aircraft door until all overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Si su asiento está sobre una esquina,
Attention to the video monitors located throughout the aircraft as you think of the safety features of our Boeing 777-200 extended range aircraft. Your attention, please.
Buenas noches, este es el vuelo de American Airlines, 54 por Kennedy. Nuestro sobrecargo hoy es National West. Nuestro capitán Tracy Gray, primer oficial.
Welcome to American Airlines flight. On its way to one of our many destinations across the globe. Made possible by our dedicated team members, who all do it for one reason. That's why your safety is so important to us. So let's go over some in-flight instructions so that we can get you safely on your way. Buckle your seatbelt and zip the metal ends buckle and pull the straps tight. To open and make the top of the buckle. If you're seated in the premium cabin and your seat is off, if your electronic device falls into your seat, please do not adjust your seat and contact a crew member for assistance. U.S. law prohibits smoking, including e-cigarettes at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the laboratories may result in a fine. U.S. law requires all to comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card in your seat pocket, which explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. This in a water evacuation, slides may be used as life rafts. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. If the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically while remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened. Your journey more enjoyable. American Airlines. You are why we fly.
Si hay algo que podamos hacer para que su viaje sea más placentero.
Ladies and gentlemen, federal regulations prohibit smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes and vaping devices at any time on board the aircraft. These devices may not be plugged into any power source, including USB ports and AC outlets. If you are wearing a face covering this evening, in the event oxygen masks drop from an overhead compartment, remove your face covering before placing the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth. Once we reach a comfortable cruising altitude, it will be our pleasure to come into the cabin and offer you a choice of cocktails and beverages, as well as our international late-night Latin flagship dinner service. Approximately 1 hour and 45 minutes prior to landing in New York, we'll again be in the aisles to offer a light morning snack. 45 minutes before landing, we'll present you with our U.S. arrival video. The video will explain procedures through U.S. Customs and Border Protection in New York.
Partner airline guests, if you are not an Advantage member, you can sign up at AA.com to earn miles for today's flight and continue earning miles with our retail and travel partners. Shortly, we will begin our in-flight service. We offer a selection of complimentary beverages. Wi-Fi service is available on this flight. Connect to the AA in-flight signal and open your browser. You can access AA.com free of charge to view flight connections and other travel information. If you need to power your device, AC power outlets are located at every seat. While you are seated, please keep your seatbelt fastened and visible to the crew when the seatbelt sign is on, as turbulence can happen unexpectedly. If you open an overhead compartment, use caution, as carry-on items may have shifted during takeoff.
Once airborne, the cabin lights were dim as the service commenced. Service commenced through the cabin as flight attendants handed out hot towels. Once the hot towels were collected, I decided to go and check out the lavatory, and on the American Airlines Boeing 777-200, the lavatory in Flagship Business is actually a really generous size, and there's more than enough space. This may actually very well be one of the best lavatories I've so far seen on an aircraft. In terms of size, it's a lot bigger than what I was expecting. You have the toilet, really generous floor space. I love the pattern that AA opted for with its flooring. You'll find some toilet paper, really large sink, trash bin, and of course we do have the DS&D Urga soap, which is what American uses. Really nice lavatory altogether. We also have a large mirror. So all in all, I do have to give it to American that they have done a pretty good job with the lavatory on the 777. I'm not sure how it is on the 787 Dreamliner, however I would like to check that out sometime soon. On the American Airlines Boeing 777-200ER aircraft, the galley also doubles as the mid-flight snack bar, which is stocked with fruit, cheese, and other snacks throughout the flight. In the forward business class cabin, you will notice a similar amount of business class seats compared to the other business class cabin, which is where I was seated for today's flight. I also decided to go and check out Premium Economy on this American Airlines Boeing 777-200, which actually looks pretty spacious, and it's a similar configuration as United's Premium Plus and Delta's Premium Select. The first few rows of economy class are labeled as main cabin extra, offering extra legroom. Economy class on American's 777s are arranged in a 3-4-3 configuration with 10 seats spread across, and on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, economy is arranged in a 3-3-3 configuration with 9 seats spread across. But anyways, with all of that said about the other cabins, let's head back into business class and enjoy the rest of this experience. In Flagship Business, service commenced off of a trolley and complimentary beverages were offered. For my beverage choice, I opted for a glass of still water, which I accompanied with some warm mixed nuts.
There's a little light here too if you need.
Thank you very much. Including the main entree, it is quite unfortunate that the whole meal is served on one tray, including the salad and appetizer. For my entree, I opted for the angliati with brie pasta, which was the only vegetarian option out of the 4 entrees American had on offer. In addition, you will find some salt and pepper, as well as a box of chocolates, and in addition, we do have a salad, as well as an appetizer with tuna and salmon. It is quite unfortunate that this was the only appetizer American Airlines had, and maybe if they served their meals off of a tray and if the courses were plated individually, it would definitely be much more well appreciated. I wish American had more than one appetizer available, and it's quite unfortunate this is the only thing they had in business class. The pasta that I was served for my entree was actually not that bad. It was pretty flavorful and good. I really liked the combination of flavors that was within the dish. However, the salad that was provided on the side, in addition to the entree, was really bland. Feels like you have a bunch of things at home that you throw together and make a small salad out of it. Definitely not for me with flavors. Flight attendants also went around with the bread basket, and I opted for this interesting kind of bread, which was made out of some sort of phyllo dough. It was pretty good, nice and soft, definitely warm and soft on the inside. Being a true aviation geek for my dessert, I opted for the American Airlines traditional ice cream sundae, which is a hand-assembled sundae with vanilla ice cream topped with sweet treats such as dulce de leche, fudge sauce, and berry sauce. This was a huge portion of ice cream, so I didn't end up finishing the entire thing. I washed the meal down with a cup of Earl Grey tea. The Casper bedding American Airlines provides in business class is truly very comfortable, consisting of a plush pillow as well as a thick and comfortable blanket. Even without a mattress pad, I found the seat to be comfortable in lie-flat bed mode. Located at the center galley between both business class cabins is the mid-flight snack bar stocked with cheese, fruit, nuts, dessert, and you'll also find an assortment of packaged snacks, as well as this large screen which displays the flight information. This is definitely a really nice setup, and it's definitely much better thought out than what you'll find with Delta's mid-flight snack bar, which is actually kind of small, and I really like the situation here as to how everything's plated out. I decided to grab one of the fruit and cheese plates from the mid-flight snack bar and then return to my seat. The cabin lights were turned on prior to arrival in New York as the pre-arrival service commenced. Prior to landing in New York, breakfast was served, and I opted for the potato frittata, which was a little more on the dry side. I felt that it could have been a bit more moist, but everything else, including the pastries and the bowl of fruit, tasted pretty good. The frittata itself was overall not bad, but also not great. This may have not been the best thing to get off the menu, and I probably wouldn't recommend it as a pre-arrival meal. You will find some condiments such as salt, pepper, jam, and butter provided with the meal, and it's quite unfortunate that it's served on a tray. For my beverage choice, I opted for a chamomile tea, as American's coffee is definitely not as impressive as what you'll get on Delta or United.
And also make reference to connecting flights and ground transportation.
45 minutes prior to landing in New York, the pre-arrival video played, which explained the procedures of Customs and Border Protection that would happen in New York once we landed. I found this to be quite useful that American Airlines played a pre-arrival video prior to landing in New York, because so far for all of the international flights that I've taken, no airline has explained the process of Customs and Border Protection, so it was nice and helpful to know what to do upon arrival, rather than just finding yourself lost in an airport. Starting off with the ground experience at Buenos Aires Ezeiza International Airport, let's have a look at the concluding thoughts for the American Airlines Flagship Business Class experience. The American Airlines check-in facility accessibility at Buenos Aires is pretty nice. It's a nice touch that AA's Flagship Business passengers get priority boarding in Group 1 when traveling on certain aircraft, such as the Boeing 777-200. The Admirals Club lounge in Buenos Aires is pretty basic in itself. Definitely not a great lounge, but it's pretty decent selection of food. You'll find a decent amount of ample seating, and it's pretty impressive that they do have shower suites, something that I was not expecting from the American Airlines Admirals Lounge in Buenos Aires. So alas, it gets a 2.8 out of a possible 5 stars, the American Airlines Admirals Club in EZE. On this aircraft, we had the American Airlines Concept D business class seats. However, on other aircraft with Flagship Business, you can find the BE Aerospace Super Diamond seats, which are slightly newer, and from what I've heard, they're a lot nicer. However, these Concept D seats were pretty comfortable. What I really did like about the seats is that the seat walls were high, which gives each business class seat a great sense of privacy. However, I wish the seat itself offered a bit more storage options because there isn't really incredible storage in this business class seat. It was comfortable to sit and sleep in, however, it was definitely not the widest business class seat I've sat in, and I felt that maybe the TV screen could have been a bit bigger and a bit more conveniently located. So the seat itself does earn 2.5 out of a possible 5 stars. Now, it is comfortable and all, but the headrest on this aircraft was a bit flimsy, and also the fact that sometimes when your seatmates or the people sitting nearby you in the cabin recline their seats, you might feel a slight bump when they recline their seats into lie flat bed mode, so that's definitely not really impressive touch, which is why, from what I've heard, I believe that American's newer Super Diamond seats are a lot better compared to these Concept Zodiac seats. Now, I haven't flown this newer Super Diamond seats, however, I would like to sometime in the future. The food earns 3 out of a possible 5 stars on this flight because it's definitely not the most flavorful business class food I've had. For example, the angliati with brie pasta I had for dinner was really good actually. It wasn't the best meal I've had in business class, and the salad that was served alongside was really bland, really flavorless. However, the pasta itself was pretty good. I like the fact that American is a mid-flight snack bar on their 777-200s, definitely much nicer than the mid-flight snack bar you'll find on Delta. It's well stocked with snacks, bottles of water, cheese, and dessert. The selection itself is pretty impressive. The angliati pasta I had for dinner was good and all. However, I wish that American provided more appetizers rather than just having one appetizer with meat or fish. And maybe if the courses were plated individually, that would definitely contribute to the premium experience that somebody would be paying for in business class. I mean, if this were the only reason to fly American for business class, it wouldn't really be a great reason. However, the food on American can be really good or really bad. However, it's either a hit or a miss, and on today's flight, it was a bit of both actually. Like, for example, the dinner was half a hit and half a miss, and the breakfast was also half a hit and half a miss. The potato frittata I had for breakfast on American itself was actually pretty good, except for the fact that it was a little dry, and I found that the veggies served alongside it were a little dry as well. The pastries were pretty good, as well as the fruit. Definitely a much better side with the breakfast than what I got with the dinner. I found that it could have been a bit more fresh and a bit more flavorful. The pre-arrival meal I had on Delta was definitely much better, for sure. As far as amenities, American Airlines actually fares pretty well, and they do earn a 4 out of a possible 5 stars. The Bang & Olufsen headphones American provides are perfect, better than the headphones you'll get on Delta or United any day of the week for sure. The Casper bedding American provides is really comfortable, definitely not as impressive as the bedding on both Delta and United, but it's still certainly up there. And I really did like the lavatory, which was a generous size. I found that everything offered on this flight was kind of impressive for maybe an 11-hour flight, but anything that's 12 hours plus, this would definitely not be ideal at all. The amenity kit itself was definitely not as well stocked as what you'd get with United and Delta. I found that the exterior to the kit was definitely not that impressive, kind of boring, basic, and the interior, well, it comes from D&D Erga products, and I personally love the D&D Erga products that American Airlines opted for. Definitely a really great company and all, but maybe if American put a bit more effort into its amenity kits, the amenities would definitely do a bit better. So I'd have to say 4 out of a possible 5 stars for the amenities because the Casper bedding is good. The Bang & Olufsen headphones are good. The spacious lavatory is good. The mid-flight snack bar is great. But the amenity kit is maybe above average, a little above average, I'd say. And now let's talk about the in-flight entertainment system on this flight, which was actually pretty good. Now, I really like the fact that this aircraft, as a wide body, it featured a seatback entertainment screen. However, the fact that you have to push a button to access it is really not that impressive, considering that many airlines like Delta and United have more modern seatback entertainment screens on their wide bodies where it's just directly in front of you. Now with American, even on some of their wide bodies, such as some 787s and some 777s as well, you can find a seatback entertainment screen that's located directly in front of you, and for some of them you won't have to push a button to access it. However, on this flight I did have to push the button to access it, so it's not really within the most easy reach. And I found that the IFE system itself was a bit older on this aircraft, though there was still an incredible selection of movies and TV shows and podcasts, audio options that American Airlines had on offer. American also does pretty good with its IFE system selection. However, the fact that it was a bit slow at times was definitely not the most impressive fact about American's IFE system. Out of a possible 10 stars, I'd have to rate this experience as maybe a 6.8 or a 6.9 out of 10 stars. I'd certainly fly with American Airlines again, and from time to time, it's true that not everybody offers the best experience. This was seriously some good 4.5 star service with American Airlines. Their crew were friendly and engaging. They offered some pretty good service in the cabin. They were kind and friendly as well. Mid-flight, one of the flight attendants came to me and told me welcome to the American Airlines Flagship Business Class experience. He was very kind and friendly, definitely very generous as well, and I do have to give a big thank you to the crew on this flight for being able to put up with my filming.
For emergency exits, and onwards must be clear of the landing.
Close your tray table and put away carry-on items. Place your seat in the original upright position with footrest stowed. Familiarize yourself again with the location of your closest exit. We will now collect any items you wish to discard. We will be landing soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, American Airlines is pleased to welcome you to the United States. The local time here at John F. Kennedy International Airport, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, today's date, now the 25th of February. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened, leaving all hand carry items secured. Please keep the aisles clear until the fastened seatbelt signs have been turned off and we're safely parked at the gate. Before you leave us this morning, please check around your seating area. Underneath the seat in front of you, the seat back pocket in front of you, our overhead bins and coat closets for all of your personal belongings. We'll ask that you please use caution when you open an overhead bin. Your luggage may have shifted during landing and could possibly fall out. As this is the first port of entry into the U.S., all passengers and crew will clear U.S. Customs and Border Protection here in New York, regardless of your final destination. Please be reminded that U.S. law strictly prohibits the use of cell phones and video equipment within the customs hall, so to prevent certain confiscation of your cell phone or video camera, please do not use it within the customs hall, and please observe the posted signs. This morning we'll be arriving at Terminal 8, gate number 16. Whether you're visiting New York on business or pleasure, we hope you have an enjoyable stay here. And if you're returning from a trip, welcome home. On behalf of your entire New York International-based cabin crew and cockpit crew, it's a pleasure serving you today. We hope you do have a choice when you travel by air. So we thank you for choosing American Airlines, a member of the Blue Alliance. Have a great day here in New York. We thank you so very much for your business.
Please remain seated. Fasten until the seatbelt sign is turned off. And keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope all of you enjoyed the video, as this was my first American Airlines Flagship Business Class experience. I hope to experience American's brand new Flagship Business Class Suite, which is going to be coming out sometime soon in the future, and with the introduction of American Airlines sending their 787 Dreamliners to their JFK hub, there's a lot to look forward to, and I hope to test out American's other aircraft. With that said, bye guys, and peace out.